there, Jack.
Hello, Rich.
You doing all right?
I'm doing fine. I'm glad to be here.
Ready to do this?
I am ready.
So the song we're listening to, the song that we're listening to is a song that was never put on the record. The record is called Eternal Black Rainbow, and this is the song. But some of the people in the band didn't want the song on the record.
Why so?
I'm over it. I don't know. Can you hear yourself okay?
I can hear myself fine, thank you.
Word.
And I can hear you.
Sweet.
And I can hear the song, which sounds pretty good so far.
Dude. What does that mean? Sure. We got any likes yet?
Bring them on.
All right. My name is Ricardo Mendez, and this is my podcast, Release the Bats, which I do on my own. I don't got nobody here helping me. It's just me doing this shit all day long.
One-man orchestra.
This is Jack Richmond. He's a singer-songwriter here in Austin, Texas.
I go by Jack Charles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the
Jack
music,
Charles.
yeah.
2 first names. We got no problem with that. I have 3 names. You know what my names are?
Ricardo.
Dude, you know I'm Mexican. I got to have at least 4 names. My dad tried...
Ricardo Cesar Juan Antonio.
No. That was a pretty good accent. No, it's...
Se me da el español un poquito.
It's Ricardo Raimundo Mendez Jr.
Mm-hmm. Ricardo Raimundo.
So check this out. So my grandfather's name was Ray. His first name was Ray Aguirre. I'm not sure what his middle name was, but anyways, so when I was born, they named me after my grandfather. So my first name originally was Raymond, Raymond Ricardo Mendez Jr. But everybody called me Ricardo my whole life, and my nickname as a child when I was a kid was General. They used to call me General after my grandfather.
Okay.
And then, but everybody kept calling me Rich, so I just went by Rich Ricardo, and that was it. It's all I ever knew. And then one day I lost my Social Security card, and I had to go to Social Security office to go get a new Social Security number or card.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I forgot what I paid. It was like, I don't know, get your Social Security card was like $100 or something like that. It was like less than $100. This is like 93 or something. And anyways, so when I was there, the woman goes, "So what's your name?" I'm like, my name is Ricardo Mendez, Ricardo Ray Mendez. And he goes, no, your first name is Raymond. Your middle name is Ricardo. Is that what people call you, Ricardo? And I was like, yeah. He's like, we could change it right now. Or we could change your name, whatever name you want. You want to change your name?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right there at the Social Security office. And she said that. And I was like, no, I'll keep Ricardo.
Just like that.
Yeah. Look at this shit. I got to fucking turn this goddamn thing off. I am cussing on YouTube. I don't care. You know, I have a Mac and I don't know how to use it totally. But anyways, so
I'm Jack Charles Richmond.
Jack Charles.
So I just use the Jack Charles for the music, yeah.
All right, cool.
Also known as Juan Carlos because I grew up in Mexico City, so that's where the
Juan
Spanish...
Carlos is way, way, way cooler.
Yeah,
me, I think.
the name of a king.
But Jack Charles is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's my name. I like it.
Is that your birth name for real, or is that
Yeah.
your stage name?
No, that's my birth name, Jack Charles Richmond. But
I try to
go
have
by Jack Charles.
I try to give myself a stage name. Stabby. It never happened.
Stabby wound.
No, just Stabby Mendez.
Stabby Mendez.
I swear to God. I went through several different names. I wanted to be called Stabby. At one point, I was going to change my name to August Angora.
That's nice.
For some reason, I thought, I wanted somebody to call me, because I liked Ozzy. So I thought, Augie. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Augie is short for August. And then I was like, I want to be called August.
It's kind of like Ozzy and Iggy had a kid.
Yeah, a little demonic rock and roller kid who does drugs and sells weed to meet their band. So August Angora. And Angora is a fabric, correct?
And a type of fluffy cats.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Beautiful.
I love fluffy cats.
Fluffy cats, they rock the world.
I like fluffy cats. I just don't like the mess that they leave on my black clothes.
Cats can be messy.
Dude, they are way fucked up, man.
You gotta
I
watch
like
it.
them.
You gotta watch it with the kitty.
Dude, I had yeah, of course, my son. I can't have a cat here. I just think that no, I think Desi would be good around the cat. I think
I
Desi would
said
be
kitty,
Kitty,
not
cat.
kitty.
Kitty. All right.
Kitty, but yeah, you got to get him a cat, or he doesn't like cats, or what?
No, he does. He likes cat. He likes all the animals.
Okay.
My mom hates cats. Can you dig that? If you knew my mom the way I do, that would make sense, though.
Okay.
Yeah, she's mean.
I don't have the pleasure.
She's mean, or she was mean. My mom was mean my whole life, but I think she's trying to be better. But she came here in September, and she kind of revealed herself like the point is she's trying.
Well,
She's
good for
trying,
her.
and so that's good. So that's good enough for me. So how long?
I salute you, Mrs. Mendez.
Oh, her name is she changed her maiden name. She named her original maiden name was Aguirre, so she changed it back to Aguirre. It used to be Gomez. I had a stepdad.
Señora Aguirre,
Yeah.
saludos.
Yeah, she's cool. She probably won't watch. Maybe she will. Hi, Mom. I love you. I was just kidding about that earlier, but not really. Anyways, so what's up with you, man? How long you been here in Austin? You playing music at Buzzmill? That's where I met you.
Yes, Buzzmill has been a place where I've met many people. I've been in Austin 5 years now, since middle of 2014, kind of. I guess it's going on 5.5 years.
You digging it, huh?
Yes, I love Austin.
Where'd you move from?
I moved from Houston. I was there for a while, and before that, I was in my hometown, Mexico City.
H-Town, dude.
H-Town.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
down with H-Town.
So
I
you-
like H-Town.
So you were, so you grew up in Mexico City?
Yes.
How's Mexico City? I've never been there.
Mexico City is a humongous megalopolis. It was an extraordinary place to grow up. Very big city, lots of culture, and now it's kind of a monster. It's an urban experiment. It's one of these oversized, ginormous cities, kind of like Shanghai.
What do they got?
Yeah.
Like they're like 6 million people or something?
Oh, no. It's 23,
What?
25. I don't know. Yeah, it's over 20 million people in one city. So most countries don't even have that population. So yeah, I come from a very, very big city.
Wow.
And so Austin seems kind of quaint, even with its present problems that I could complain about right now. But when I think of Mexico City, I go like, the traffic here isn't that bad.
Oh, we can complain. Yeah, we can complain about Austin. That's fine. I love Austin. I'll never stop loving Austin. But I know what you're talking about. Especially, I moved here in 2000. July 27th, 2000 is when I moved here.
Uh-huh.
And that was a day before my 26th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I remember just being so fucking happy to be out of California. Because California, man, I got a lot of friends and family out there. And, the weather's good and there's beaches there. But I just don't like California. It's just, let's put it this way. I had a round trip ticket and I never went back. I was like, why would I ever leave this place? This is where I belong. For where I lived, there was like a lot of gangs and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of involved in some gang stuff.
It
was just,
do you think it's because there's just too many people wanting to be in California that is kind of what makes it bad? Or?
No. Well, at the time when I moved from California to here, what really made me want to move here was I was going through a really bad breakup, first of all. A really bad breakup. And she was such a sweet girl, and I was just a complete dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I really fucked that one up. And after we broke up, she ended up dating, like, my childhood nemesis, dude. Like, me and this dude had been at odds, like, forever. Mm-hmm. Like, there could never be a moment where I just didn't want to punch this dude's face, and he didn't like me, I didn't like him, which is really strange because we had a lot of mutual friends, but I think where it started was in elementary school. I was trying to be a skater, and I was a little fat kid. I think he called me fat a few times. And so back in those days, if somebody called me fat, it was like I'm fucking you up kind of shit. So I just never got around to fucking him up. So I never had that moment. And then I'll never forget it. I came home. I went out with some friends. I got into a fight. I got stabbed. They took me to the hospital.
Hence the stabbing name.
No.
Okay.
I went to the hospital. They took me, and then after the hospital, they handcuffed me to the gurney, right? Because
Yeah.
we had basically got into a gang fight with some other dudes that were not a gang, but we got our ass kicked. Anyways, They stitched my leg up. They put me back in the drunk tank. I went back to I woke up like 9 o'clock the next day. Missed work. I lived like 3 or 4 blocks from the jail, and I remember I walked home and I was just gonna go to sleep, and I walked in the house and there's fucking dude in my house, and I was like,
The time has come.
no, it was like, you know what, dude, it could have, like, the shock of that person being in my house, like Alex Trebek could have been in my house. I couldn't have been any more shocked.
Okay.
I was just totally like dumbfounded. I was like, what the fuck is this dude? I'm like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And he goes, oh, well, me and, yeah, we're going to lunch. Yeah, I'll go. And then as he's like walking out, I was like, no, stay here. And I walked up and I saw my girlfriend and I was like, yo, you and really? And she was like, she started crying immediately. She's like, I didn't want you to find out like this. And I remember just looking at her, because back then I was such a dick, and I was just like, that's fine. And I just like laid him.
So this is the
like,
guy.
I just
this
got
is the
stabbed.
guy. This is the guy that called you fat, and you
Yeah,
had,
like-
you
like-
had the pending vendetta for that one.
Do you think so? Yeah, it must have been sweet for him.
And then he's with your girl.
Yeah.
So-
in my own house.
In your own house. Under
Look, I didn't
your
catch
own
him
roof.
fucking or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
But you caught on.
yeah.
So you forgave all of this? Was this like a turning point in your life? Like,
Well-
I'm interviewing you.
Yeah.
now.
Okay. So, all right. So, if you want to get down to the psychology of it, I realized I wasn't mad at him, and I had only sympathy for her, because I was just such a terrible. Well, I'm not a bad person, but at that point in my life, I was going through a really dark part of my life. Like, some friends of mine had died. I think there was about 3 suicides that year. One dude died from it. Well, one of those 3 was an accidental overdose, and he burned up in his house. Like, he was, whatever, man. That guy, yeah, it was really dark. My band was breaking up, pretty much. We're on the way out. I had not fully healed from this previous relationship, which I kind of brought all that luggage with me. So I had nothing but compassion for my ex-girlfriend. After, when I was far away enough from the fallout, after the fallout, and I was finally far away enough from the wreckage, I looked back and I was like, dude, I totally deserved that. There's not a bone in my body that's like, that shouldn't have happened to me. It was definitely a learning experience, and her and I are still friends to this day.
A turning point.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those big slaps in the dick.
That could have ended in extreme violence, but it didn't. It ended in the darkness going into the light somehow. That's good.
Yeah, I'm just happy.
Something I would want to do.
Dude,
Yeah.
and you know what, man? That was over 20 years ago, or about 20 years ago. She's still with him. That's awesome. So
See what you did.
that dude's just he stepped up, man. He stepped up. So inadvertently, and I haven't had a conversation with him at all, but I see them on Instagram and shit like that, and I'm just happy. I'm happy for both of them. I'm like, good. That's awesome. I was sort of I fell under my own wheel on that one. But yeah, that was major. Don't treat people like shit. You know what I mean? So when I moved here
It's a
to
good
Austin,
conclusion to come to. Yeah.
so when I moved here to Austin, I just I felt like I had a new beginning here, and I just found myself here.
Phil Austin is I've had a new beginning somehow.
You do? You feel like that?
When I came here, yes, absolutely, yes.
When you started living here and just,
yeah, because I came like you came here for a reason. You came out of that situation. I came out of my own situation as well, and decided that Austin was the place I was going to come to, and specifically to do music. And it's been a life-changing experience as well. So I can totally relate to what you're saying.
Where are you? So what kind of music are you playing then? What would you describe it as?
I am basically a singer-songwriter, first and foremost. I'm very lyric-driven. So I'm all about the concept, all about the song. When I play my songs on my own, obviously, when you're playing on an acoustic guitar, it kind of goes to the folk a little bit, but I wouldn't really say I'm 100% folky, you know, especially with the subject matter that I use. I guess you could call it like dark folk or goth folk, maybe.
What are the themes of your songs?
The themes, well, mostly they're all self-inflicted to a point. They're personal. I would say my work is personal. It's honest, in a way. Not in a way. It's absolutely
It's
honest.
absolutely honest.
Absolutely honest.
Yeah,
I'm not very pop driven. It's not. It's like when I set out to write a lyric, my first intention isn't to how can I write a song that everybody's gonna like kind of thing. It's more like, what is it that I need to express?
That's the hallmark of a true musician, songwriter, is it's impossible to lie to yourself about what you're writing. When you're a true songwriter, it's impossible to hide your feelings. You know.
Exactly.
So
and that's
cool, man.
basically what has happened to me, and with most of the stuff I write. It's very personal. I'm very finicky about lyrics. I like lyrics. I'm a writer by trade as well. From previous professions that I've had, I was always good at English and always good at languages, and so I'm very meticulous and very focused on it. It always starts out with a lyric, you know.
What did you do? What you said you worked with what other things did you do with your
I was a copywriter in an ad agency
You wrote
for
a
many
book?
years. No.
Oh.
I was a professional writer for advertising.
Oh, wow.
Marketing and
Okay.
advertising. I worked at an ad agency. I come from an ad agency background,
Mm-hmm.
where I started out as a copywriter and then became a creative director, and that's what got me really into. I mean, I was writing before that, but it made me kind of polish my style of writing, and I'm very good at writing stuff. I think that's why I'm good at writing song lyrics, because I can say a lot of stuff with very few words in a limited amount of time. You know, they say that if an advertising copywriter writes a novel, he'll write it like in 10 pages.
Really?
Because it's like
because you're consolidating.
You're used to like reducing all the information to its smallest size and giving it its most powerful punch. You know. So advertising was a big thing. So I know a lot about image making, a lot about branding, a lot about messaging, and that's all served me very well with my songwriting, I believe.
Right on, man. What are some of your favorite lyricists?
Absolutely, Elvis Costello.
Oh,
Fabulous.
yeah.
I mean, my God, how that guy can write a lyric.
He's like an A-list lyric writer.
Absolutely. I think he's
A-list.
top drawer, absolutely. Leonard Cohen, of course.
Of course.
I think Leonard is a big influence on me from the wording of things.
I agree. I mean, not for you, but I mean, I agree about Leonard Cohen.
Yeah. Bowie was pretty good. I think Bowie was a good lyricist as well on most of his stuff. Some of his stuff was more poetic, I guess, and maybe a little weirder in some cases. But he could write a good lyric.
Some of his stuff I'd noticed was a little abstract, but I've always liked everything that he's written.
Yeah, I would count Bowie as one of my biggest influences in all ways.
Do you hear that?
I hear that.
We're gonna go ahead and include the next door neighbor's lawnmower in this segment of my podcast. Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
What?
I forgot to put on my timer because we'll be here. It goes by so quick, dude. Well, anyways, that's awesome, man. I really, one of my favorite lyricists is Morrissey.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Morrissey was him and this guy named Blake Schwarzenbach from the band Jawbreaker. I think it was. Like in order, because when I was a kid, I listened to metal music, and a lot of metal music's just about partying or the devil or whatever. The lyrics that really made me go, "What? Oh, you're saying something here?" Was the band 7 Seconds, and they were more. I might have to close that door. Maybe.
Well,
hang on for 1 second. We're taking a break.
We're gonna cut to commercials.
This is gonna be instantaneous. Ready? Let's clap hands. That sucked. And we are back. Sorry about that.
Just like that.
No, we're not sorry. We had to go get refreshments. See this? This is what you call sustenance. Vittles. Creates vitality.
And hydration.
Got hydration over here. So anyways.
We're talking about lyrics.
Yeah, we're talking about lyrics. Okay, so Morrissey was... Blake Schwarzenbach was one of the first lyricists. No. It was 7 Seconds that made me go, huh? What are you're saying something? And that was mainly like social issues, so some social politics. That's what really caught my attention. One of the lyrics from 7 Seconds was, "How come everything I say is wrong, and how come everything you say is right?" And I just remember going, "Bing!" That's how I'm fucking feeling. So from that point forward, excuse me, that record was called Walk Together, Rock Together. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was called The Crew. That's the name of the album from 7 Seconds. Excuse me. And I remember I listened to Dead Kennedys, and they're a little bit too political at the time for me to understand what was going on. I didn't know anything about Democrats or Republicans or anything like that. And, those were the days.
They kind of were, yeah.
Man, when I didn't know shit about that stuff. And, that just made me. But then Blake, it wasn't until later on I heard a band called Jawbreaker where the lyrics were, he just had a way of saying things in his lyrics that just were just in my mind even now just monumental. Mm-hmm. And from that point forward, I was like, I need to write more like this.
Yeah.
Lyric wise, I became more conscious of my lyrics, and after that, I just became a fan of lyrics. And then,
that happened to me too with some of these people that you're mentioning. Some of the ones I mentioned. The other one was, and I forget his name right now. I'm having a mental lagoon right now. The lyricist for the Grateful Dead,
Jerry Garcia.
No.
Oh, the lyricist, the guitar player guy.
No. The guy that wrote the lyrics.
Jerry Garcia didn't write the lyrics?
Can we Google this? He just died not long ago. To me, one of the most extraordinary lyricists on my top 10 list would be this. I think it's Bob something or
Bob Saget.
Nah.
Okay, let's see here. Original
Grateful Dead lyricist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I forgot his name because I've always loved him.
Robert Hunter.
Robert Hunter. Absolute wizard of the lyrics too.
He was a wizard.
Absolutely.
He looks like
in
a
my
wizard.
book. Yeah.
Straight up looks like a wizard.
Because they were like a psychedelic jam band until he came around and they started playing, putting music to his lyrics, and that's kind of how the Dead got their thing going. Was he wrote the lyrics, they played the music.
It says right here, Robert C. Christie Hunter, born Robert Burns, June 23rd, 1941. September, and he died September. Yeah, just last year.
Yeah,
September 23rd. American lyricist, singer, songwriter, translator, and poet, best known for his work with the Grateful Dead. Born in San Luis Obispo, Hunter spent some time. Yeah, this guy. He grew up in my area. I'm from San Jose, California.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that he was the original singer or lyricist.
Lyricist, yeah, and his stuff is just an inspiration as well.
I need to be honest with you. When I was a kid, with my leather jacket and my mohawk, dude, we used to bag on.
You hated the Dead.
I didn't hate the Dead. I didn't hate the Dead.
That old hippie band.
It was totally like that. And of course, I had some friends of mine that completely perpetuated the angst towards that. But then, like
you grow up, and then you can like other.
How I
types of
felt
music
about the
too.
Dead then is different than how I feel about the Dead now.
No. Yeah.
As I've grown up and matured as a man, and as I've grown up and matured as a musician, as I've grown up and matured as a father, things like the Grateful Dead I could actually respect now. There was a really cool documentary I watched on Netflix about the Grateful Dead. There wasn't a lick of music in the documentary, though, for publication rights or something. Mm-hmm. But the whole story was there, and I thought that was really cool. And after that, I was like, I should give the Dead a chance.
Oh, absolutely.
So I did. I started listening to random songs on YouTube and whatnot. And then I told some friends of mine, I was like, hey, do you like the Dead? And everyone's like, oh, dude, the Dead's awesome. I'm like, how come you never told me? Everyone's like, it's like a guilty pleasure for everybody.
Why did you hide this from me?
You hid this.
Do you know that happens a lot? I remember
You hid this nug from me, bro.
when I always say that punk rock saved my life because it was something that just coincided with a point in my life when I was 16, 17. Mm-hmm. And back then you had to hate the Beatles.
Really?
Because the Beatles were like old hippie music and your father's music, and it was like, yeah, and that's the way it is with young waves of musical tendencies.
I could see that.
And so in my days, it was like, why do you hate the Beatles, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But then it's like I secretly liked them because I thought, well, they are awesome, And then when I grew up, like you did with the Dead, it's like, oh wait, I have permission to listen to anything I want to. I'm going to listen to the Beatles all I want,
You know what? I noticed a lot of that in hip hop and rap music. So in hip hop, when I think of, I've been listening to rap music my whole life, and I remember even now my earliest memories of it was always Run DMC, EPMD, UTFO. Those were like my top three. LL Cool J, Eric B and Rakim, like KRS-One. Like I could go on. Like those were like, that was hip hop to me. And I could listen to hip hop all day, and then like in 30 minutes, turn around and just put a Slayer or a Motley Crue album on, and I listened to Journey and Little Richard. Like I was really into all the
mixing it up.
It wasn't like I listen to everything. You ever meet those people? You listen to everything. Oh, you listen to everything. Do you like Eric B and Rakim? Who's that? Oh, is that rap? I don't listen to a whole lot of rap. Well, you said you listen to everything. I listen to everything. Mm-hmm. I really do.
It's a good thing to do.
Well, it's because what you were saying earlier about the lyrics and stuff like that. Those things just caught my attention. I back in the day when I listened to rap music, I didn't think a whole lot about what they were saying. I just was thinking about breakdancing or popping or whatever.
Getting into the groove.
Yeah. But anyways, so back then, those were my heroes. Those rap groups were my heroes. Nowadays, when you see younger rappers coming up, there's no respect for older rappers, dude. None. There's like none. Very rarely. There's like this one rapper named A$AP Rocky. And in his music, he shouts out a lot of the old rappers, which I think is cool. As a result, his fan base is bigger. Because when you get old hip-hop heads and they hear some young rapper talking smack about, Cool Herc or something like that, they're just like, what? This kid doesn't know nothing. And then they get turned off to that music.
Yeah.
But it's very strange. That's one thing about rap music, the rap culture I don't like. Is there's not a whole lot of helping other people out. It's mainly about themselves, which is the bravado, which is kind of just what rap music is. It's kind of spawned in ghetto culture. And when you grow up poor and destitute, if you get a gold chain, you feel better, and you want to throw it in people's faces, and that's part of what rap is. It's the bravado.
I hear you.
It's the masculinity. It's which is. Whatever. That's
born
it
out of a social circumstance,
right?
Yeah.
But in rock music, you get bands like the Greta Van Fleet, and they sound just like They sound exactly like Led Zeppelin, but I think it's cool because they're shouting out the old school. These guys are kids.
Well, and it makes sense in the postmodern era that we live in. Because there really isn't anything new. There are not any new sounds that haven't been done at some point in the 20th century. Mm-hmm. That we have this all the knowledge of humanity at our fingertips right now, and all the different influences you can want, that we mix and match these things in our own ways now. Now, the Gretas, they sound just like Led Zeppelin kind of thing, and that's cool, and I love that. I totally agree with you. But I think it's natural and it's good that music gets mixed up and people start doing whatever they want, because I think that's what the advantage of the postmodern era is that you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
One of the things
what matters is what's your talent and how good are you at doing your thing.
Ultimately, that's totally what matters is where you're putting your heart into. One of the things I wish that really didn't happen in music was Limp Bizkit. Dude, I just wish that never happened. Limp Bizkit and Korn, I just don't get it. at the risk of sounding like a relic, I was thinking, dude, it was cool when Run DMC and Aerosmith did that. You know, when they did Walk This Way, rock,
Yeah.
it was the perfect combination of rap and rock.
Yeah.
The perfect combination. There's new combinations of hip hop and rock, but more new hip hop and more new style of rock. Was called emo rap. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of melody driven background to the beats that these rappers rap over, and these rappers are rapping about depression, you know, girls, like Saves the Day or something. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Green Day's singing songs about girls all day. That's like what the new rappers do, and it's still a subgenre. It's pretty much, it's making a lot of money. It's getting a lot of attention, but in mainstream, it's still just under the mainstream. It's still a subgenre, the emo rap. I'm a big fan. Unfortunately, some of the kids have died because they fucked around with drugs too much, man. And that's kind of one of the things that they sort of glorify, getting really fucked up. And who was the most recent person that died was this rapper named Juice WRLD. The kid's like 21, 22, 21. And, you know, doing an amazing thing. He's on the Eminem's new album. And the dude died of a drug overdose at the airport in Detroit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just dropped dead. You know, then we have Lil Peep, of course. He died a couple years ago. Fentanyl-laced Xanax. He popped. I saw his Instagram the night he died. He was in his tour bus, and he threw like bars of Xanax. You've seen the bars of Xanax? He's throwing them in his mouth. One landed on his face, and he was laughing. And I was like, that kid is insane to just do that much Xanax. Because I take Xanax for anxiety issues. Whenever and the ones that I take are like not even a fourth of what he was taking, and he was taking like 3 of them. Or 4 of them, and I was like, that's just ridiculously insane. But
I guess drugs and music and youth has always been
yeah, you're right.
a weird combination back to the Rolling Stones and, you know,
Hendrix,
the 27 Club, and it's
Amy Winehouse. Oh my god.
Well, they're all in the 27 Club, but all the ones you're mentioning are not waiting to be 27.
Man, when Amy Winehouse died, I was
terrible.
Devastated.
I wish she had been able to put out a few more albums. That would have been amazing.
Well, I mean, what she has is
It'd be amazing to still have her around.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine if she was still alive? I really love Amy Winehouse, man. She's a great singer. Okay, so as far as so you've already expressed, you know, the type of music that you're playing and your lyrical.
Well, the type of music I'm playing with,
it's not folk.
I talked about
rock.
I'm a songwriter, so when I play alone, there's a different vibe to it. When I play full band, I have a very nice big band. If I were to try to, some people have described it as goth lounge.
I like that. That's a really cool
because we have a sax player and I have a very crooning voice.
Sax player?
Oh yes,
dude,
sax player in the band. Yeah, I guess one way of describing it would be if Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds and Roxy Music had a baby. That would be my band.
Could we listen to it? Let's listen to a little bit of it. Is it on? Where do you have your music at?
I'm if you go to jackcharlesmusic.com, there's some links to the different music sites there. I'm on Bandcamp and I guess iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff. But if you go to jackcharlesmusic.com, I'll say that with my announcer voice.
Cool.
You'll go to the if you
dude, you look sexy as hell right there, bro. Look at that.
You. That old thing.
Crooner. Sweet, dude. You dress pretty sweet. Okay, so
I think if you scroll up one word to the black and white one, right there, there should be.
Oh, I see.
You can link up
iTunes.
Yeah.
I was listening to Meek Mill earlier.
And maybe a track that might exemplify the goth lounge the best would be Nightshade Vermilion, maybe.
Okay, let's take a look right here. All right, here we go. Is this playing?
I hear nothing.
Same. Hang on. All right. what is going on with this? It's picking up the signal, but we're not able to hear it.
It looks like you're recording it on Logic or something.
Yeah, this is plugged into there. And it's saying that this is actually too loud. So this is something on my end. I don't know why I'm able to... It was working earlier, do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Is that doing anything? Because you could see the signal, right? And it's really loud. Why am I not able to hear it? Wait a minute. Does that do anything? Hey, and we are back. And let's go ahead and see if we got this shit working, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Jack Charles, Nightshade Vermilion. Oh, I dig this. Let's just jam this out. I want to hear this.
Look at the moon. Yeah, that's right. It's right.
You play everything on this?
It's time to move. Behold the night. Tonight, I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride the wild stallion. So this is the room. Okay, it's fine. I said it's fine. Now it's time to bloom. Take this to sublime, divine. I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride the wild stallion. Should I close my eyes?
Hold on. I have this on mute.
Can't even, won't even.
Wow, man.
I want them to fly, fly, fly.
I'm digging it.
I'm glad, sir. I'm glad I can be of service.
I like it.
I'm the heathen
Even.
who's gonna ride. Yeah, I'm gonna ride.
What's that? Antemortem? The Antemortem?
The Antemortem Songbook.
Ah.
That's the name of the album.
I'm digging it. This is really cool, man. So this was done, what, 2016?
Yeah.
Dude, you got to work. You got to work when you got to Austin.
I got to work and and I managed to get an album out. Yeah, and the work following the album is the one that's been a little interrupted.
Dude, you know how long it took me to do an album here? Oh my God. It took me years. But I will say though, when I did come to Austin, when I moved to Austin, I hit the ground running. I had songs already loaded. Got a band together, did a quick recording. I put out my own CD, gave it to everybody. I made friends that way.
Yeah.
That's how I made it. My first band here in Austin was called The Art of Arrows.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That happened to me also, except I tried to get a band together or at least maybe do a collaborative effort with other musicians. And it was very difficult. Everybody was kind of very standoffish and kind of like, I got my own thing going. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to wait till I find somebody.
You know what that is?
I'm gonna do my own thing. And then I ended up doing the album solo.
That's a lot of people going, dude, you don't suck as bad as we suck. So, no, bro. They can't be in your... Like, no, you're too good for our band because we suck. Yeah. No, that was good, man. Good for you. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. That's why I put out my own album. I just got tired of people. I got tired of waiting for people to believe in me.
You
And
have to
then
believe in yourself.
You got to
first.
believe in yourself.
Yeah,
So
and
that's what I did.
That's exactly what happened to me here in
Yeah,
Austin.
got tired of people.
I believed in myself, and I met Joe Stacy, who produced the album. I met Andrew Lovrikovic, who played bass and a few other instruments on the album as well. I met Tom Proctor, who is now the saxophone player in my band. He plays the sax on the album on a couple of tracks.
Nice.
But basically, it was friends and people that came together helped me put the album together. And once the album was done, then people wanted to play with me. It was like, oh yeah.
Oh, now you guys.
Oh yeah, now.
Oh, now you want to be on this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Oh, now you want to roll with me.
So, but hey, if that's the way it had to be, fine, because this is what I've ended up with, and I'm loving it. And
yeah, but you gotta let
what you just heard is not the band I have now. The live sound of this song would be very different live. I mean, you'd still recognize the song, of course, but I'm very proud of the band I have. I have like this beautiful brand new Cadillac of a band. It's
nice.
got six-piece band. And I'm just kind of like got this big, beautiful car and nowhere to drive it right now here in Austin. It's like, I got to get this stuff out.
Don't worry about Austin. I wouldn't worry about Austin. That's like my
Well,
band.
how do you get 6 band members to another city, though? That's very expensive.
Right.
See, if it's just you and a laptop, usually that's easier to tour.
No, I mean, that's not what I mean about... What I mean is... In the beginning, like when I was starting my music, I remember like the ritual was get a band, get a rehearsal space, make songs, play shows.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
In
Then
that
you get
order,
then there's a year of paying your dues, which means playing first on a Tuesday night for whoever band.
Yep.
You got to suck up 2 promoters and all this other shit. Get your friends out to the gig. You might pull 100 friends to your gig, and then you might only get paid $40, $50. So shit's not adding up. So what I started doing was I started putting on my own shows because it just didn't make sense. I was like, why? Where's all my money going? Promoters, they take a cut. They say that what was promoters' typical cut is supposed to take 15%, 15 to 20%. A promoter is supposed to take. I hired my own guys to run the door because what I found out later, some of the clubs we were playing at, the door guys were letting people in for free. Dude, I made so many people pissed off. But I was like, I'm trying to get. If you want me to put together a big, because I'm calling in favors for friends from other bands, I gotta pay these guys.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm calling in favors to get big band to headline, and we got main support, and I'm pulling together to get 2 other bands to play below us, or we're opening, or whatever the case is, I found myself having to split, $100, $150 between 4 bands. Not fucking cool, dude. So after a while, I started realizing that the door guys were letting in people for free. So I put out money myself to hire my own door guys to make people pay.
Yep.
And that's what happened. So then we get our friends who wanted to pay. Yeah, and then we started getting paid money. So that's what it is. A lot of it was back then for a couple of places I was playing at. They were just kind of, I don't want to say that they're shady. I just want to say they're a little bit disorganized. So that's what I had to do. I mean, when I'm hiring big bands like World Burns to Death and other giant like rock bands, Igniter or something, who are asking for $200-$300. I'm not about to put my faith in a door guy that I barely know that's letting his homies in for free. That's not how it works. So there's a business part of it where you have to just be business. Like, I made these records, or if I ever had T-shirts, CDs, whatever. Like friends would come up to me and they'd be like, "Oh, dude, can I have a CD? Can I have a CD?" And then I'm like, "Hold on for 1 second. Let me get the manager real quick." CDs are $10. Shirts are $15. And I'm like, there, you heard it. Because I'm the manager.
The manager has spoken.
I'm the manager. I'm the one putting the money into this.
Yeah.
There's promo stuff, and
I wonder why people have such a hard time wrapping their head around the fact that being an artist is your job.
I wonder why a lot of people
like
have
a dentist works on teeth.
musicians work on music, and that is the job.
I wonder why. I wonder why a lot of people have money to spend like $100 on blow and maybe $70 at the bar, but they don't want to spend $5 to go see your band play.
Exactly.
Or buy your T-shirts. They want shit for free.
They love the cartels
Yeah.
more than they love the artists.
Do you know what I would do, man? I would tell people straight up if they wanted, like if they're like, "How much is it?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm not worth $10. I'm not worth $10. Hanging out with me in a bar all night with our friends. That's not. You're not gonna." Because you would tell people, "Yeah, the show's $10," and they'd be like, "Ah, dude, $10. Is there any way you can get me in?" It's like, dude, I'm not worth $10. So a long time ago with my band, I with my band High Walk Crucifixers specifically, my rock band High Walk Crucifixers, we had a motto in the band. The motto was, "Guest lists are only for girlfriends and wives, and that's it. Everybody else could fuck off, or family. You know, if family's in town or whatever. If you have a, you know, because a couple of times, our guitar player's mom would be in town, or they're, you know, whatever. Yeah, of course. That let's go ahead and expand the guest list for that for these people.
You can bring your mama in.
But as far as your homeboy that you drink with every weekend, and he buys $100 worth of drugs, or you know that he's just throwing his money away on whatever, and if he's complaining about $10, dude, he's got $10. So you sort of just gotta crack the whip and that's when I sort of started taking myself more seriously. Which sounds like you're taking yourself seriously. You put this album out. You came to Austin. You hit the ground running. You're playing venues. What venues do you like to play?
Well, I love playing. It seems I've been cursing venues. Every time I play at a venue, it seems to shut down. Like I loved Sidewinder. Sidewinder went away. I love Beerland, and they went away. Now they're back. I have to become reacquainted with the new Beerland.
You should roll up on a white horse and a black robe. You're all, hey,
I'm here to kill your venue. I love playing Elysium. I love Elysium. I love Mohawk, of course. I've had the chance to play a couple times inside at Mohawk.
Nice.
Sidewinder was some of the most amazing sound I've ever had live.
Yeah, Sidewinder is awesome.
Their sound system there was amazing.
It used to be called Red Eye Fly.
Yeah. And then I love my regular places that, you know, I mean, the Carousel Lounge. I love the Carousel Lounge. I love the Sahara Lounge. I love Buzzmill. I love, you know, even the smaller places, if you know, if you want to look at it that way, to me are wonderful places to play at.
Sahara Lounge. I've always wanted to play at the Sahara Lounge.
Let's do it.
I don't think.
Why don't we organize a show there?
I don't think that they have, like, because you know my band Firewalk with Me is kind of a bigger, heavier band. I don't know if they have those kind of things there. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
What kind of things? Oh yeah, they have.
Like heavier acts. We've played at Sea Boys before.
I think it's a small space. They've upgraded their sound system, so you have to kind of do your own sound, but they have better equipment now at Sahara. You just kind of have to engineer it yourself. Yeah, we should play there.
I'm down.
Let's do a show.
Dude, do you want to play a song? You brought your guitar with you.
I did bring my guitar.
Dude, play a song.
You want me to play a song? Let me get set up here.
And by set up, he means just to grab his guitar.
Yeah, and I don't normally play sitting down, so I'm gonna try to just
okay.
Get.
Let's see if we can get a little bit of. Let's see. Let's put it right about there. That's cool. And hold on.
Make sure I'm tuned.
Got to make sure you're tuned. And I'm not going to try to fuck you up by trying to improvise or something like that. I don't think.
No, I'm just playing cold here.
Okay.
But let the first song be the warm-up.
Let it be known that the first song is a warm-up. Let it be known. Oh, man, I forgot to go to my AA meeting. I'm in AA. Dude, I haven't drank in, let me see. Let's think about this. Let's see here. 77 days, bro.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm tired of drinking. I may drink again one day, but dude, that's like so far away. It's like 5-6 years away from me. But anyways, so what's the name of this song?
This song is called Marginal.
Okay.
It's a newer song.
Let's hear it.
Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Here goes nothing.
All right.
I am not the guy
that makes the young girls cry. I'm not the one that Scripture said would come. I can't compete with the kings on the street. And avoiding cliques has kept me on my feet. I'm marginal to the margin, and my bones are content within the skin therein. I'm good with the skin I'm in. I'm not the archetype to fill the void of all the hype. I'm not the recipe, and I'm not your fantasy. There is no knight in shining armor, but I am the better part of valor. And I'm marginal to the margin, and my bones are content within the skin therein. I'm good with the skin I'm in. And if you're standing here with me, there must be something else you see. 'Cause I'm no one, I'm anyone. And past the margin, I'm me, unapologetically. No need to certify. Believe me, I don't lie. I have always said, and I'll say it till I am dead, I'm not the one your mama hoped you'd find. Oh no. But my love will pay you in kind. And I'm partial to your margins, and my bones are content with the skin we're in. I'm good with the skin we're in. And if you're still standing here with me, there must be something else you see. 'Cause we're no ones, we're everyone. And past the margin, we're free, unapologetically. I'm good with the skin we're in. I'm good with the skin we're in. I'm good, I'm in.
Nice, brother.
Thank you.
Digging it.
I lost my headphones there while I was singing.
Yeah, those are just those. You don't need the headphones to play the song.
Okay, well, now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That was marginal.
Sounds good, man. I dug it. Me like it.
Good.
Yep. I think I'm gonna play a song now too. You've inspired Mendez. My voice is not as cool as yours though.
Hey, every voice is like a fingerprint.
Let's see. All right, I'm gonna do it right here. Am I getting a good signal? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so this song I wrote about growing old. Relax and fall into place. Remember when we were younger. And all the punks used to make so much sense. My convictions are oh so much stronger. This song, it ain't about you. Not that you thought that it was. That's me just acting out. Oh, how I miss those days. Relax and fall into place. Remember drinking on rooftops, and then waking up with the morning sun with gravel stuck to my face, then pining over some chick whose boyfriend treats her like shit, but she refuses to leave. Oh, how I miss those days. Relax and fall into place. But she refuses to leave. And she refuses to leave. And she refuses to leave. Before I'm asleep. Relax and fall into place. And then there's like a rock part after that.
Ah, the rock part. Nice.
Cool. Sweet. We did a little jam session for y'all. And that was for free.
No,
That was for free.
No extra charge.
We gave that for you fall for free. And that's just the tip. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I do.
All right, man. What else do we need to talk about? We need to talk about our friend Vic.
Our friend Victor Scott.
Our friend Victor Scott is
Dear friend Victor Scott.
a cool ass dude. He's helped me.
Which is he's the reason you and I know each other.
Yeah, Victor is. If you're watching this, Victor, hello, buddy. We love you. We love you, man.
Squeezels, Vic.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so our friend Victor was involved in an accident towards the last couple of days of November.
It was
correct?
on November 25th, I believe. It was
Oh.
just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and so Victor was struck and hit by a vehicle. It was a hit and run. Early morning hours, at 5 o'clock or so.
Yeah, 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
something like that.
And so he was just walking about on the street towards his home, around his apartment. And according to witnesses, a light-colored, maybe even white car ran him over and then backed up over him. And our friend Vic was at a medically induced coma after that. And he lost both of his legs above his knees. Both of his legs are gone. When I heard about that, it was at rehearsal space. My rehearsal, we're having rehearsal, and Jason Reese was like, "Did you hear about Vic?" And I was like, "No." He's like, then he told me what happened, and it felt like somebody just kicked me right in my stomach, dude. I couldn't even rehearse after that. I was, well, where is Vic? Is he alive? Is he in the clear? Is he gonna live? Kind of after the shock of, and that really messed me up, man. And I got really angry. I drove around every parking lot for days, for weeks even, dude. I would go to parking lots and just look for any car that had a broken windshield, because apparently Vic had went through the windshield, up and over, broke the windshield. So, somebody out there.
Yeah, it was a white 4-door sedan. That would have had damage to the front of the car and the windshield. And, of course, this happened back at the end of November last year. But if anybody knows about that, please come forth.
If anybody's heard about that, anybody talking about maybe they ran somebody over, Vic is not dead, but his life is impaired permanently. Not to mention...
Of course, I'd like to say, for Vic's purpose right now, if he is listening, Rick is back with so much light and so much energy and such positive attitude.
I understand. Yeah, I wasn't trying to.
From his point of view, he is kind of having this rebirth that's enviable in a way because his positive energy is so high and so good, and he loves life so much. And I love so much that he does love it, and that he's still here with us, and that because so many people love him.
I'm just angry. I know I didn't want it to come across the scene like that. What I meant was I'm just when I think about it, I get fucking angry.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I get fucking angry. Of course, nothing's
and
gonna.
I understand.
Of course,
that.
nothing's gonna stop Vic. He just happens to be one of the coolest, nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm. And you hear about things happening to people. Why do they have to happen to the nicest of the people?
Exactly.
And I know that Vic is going to persevere, and and obviously he's got a strong tribe, as he would like to call, and so
his collective.
His collective.
Well, that's what Vic did. Vic brings people together, musicians and artists and venues, and he was always. You know what he does. He's always organizing events and shows and pairing bands together. A lot of the people I've played with now, I know because of Vic. I know you because of Vic.
Yep.
And when this happened to Vic, I think all those seeds he planted amongst us all have come back to help him. I think he's got a wonderful network of friends because of the great person he is and how good he is at bringing people together and creating a sense of community.
There's a Facebook page y'all can go check out, and also I'll put a link in the description here for the YouTube video. It's so on Facebook. You want to go to Friends of Victor Scott, and how you spell Victor Scott is V Victor, I as in igloo, K as in kite, T as in Tom, O R as in Robert, S as in Sam, K as in cat, O T as in Tom.
Victor with a K and Scott with only one T.
Correct. And so this is our friend, and we're raising money for him. I think we got close to 10,000, maybe 8,000. I don't know. I put a show on, and I donated some money.
Mm-hmm. There was a fundraiser at Buzz Mill that we did. They raised some money for him too.
Yeah, he's just the sweetest dude, and he's awesome. And I know when I went to go see him at the hospital, he was ridiculously optimistic and certainly seemed to be taking it better than most people were. So, of course, I'm going to ride that wave, and I want to be on that positivity. I want to, of course, continue to help him in any way I can. So, if you guys want to donate,
there's a GoFundMe.
Yeah,
right?
There's a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe I think is titled Victor Scott Medical Expenses. Donations for Victor Scott Medical Expenses on GoFundMe, or you can go to the Facebook page, Friends of Victor Scott, Viktor, last name's SCOT, and you can go there and you can donate money, whatever you'd like. You can write it off, of course, and the money would be going towards a person who is just golden through and through. So, and we would appreciate it as well. In the end, you think about like politics and social justice bullshit and all these differences in the world right now. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to your friends and family, and you want to look out for your friends and family, regardless of anything, because that's all we have.
Exactly.
We have ourselves, we have our families, and we want to take care of our friends, and that's what we're trying to do. So if you want to go donate, you can go ahead and do that on the Facebook page. I'll put the link in the description. And anything, I guess that's it. We're probably wrapping this up here. Is there any website or Instagram or anything that you want to promote right now?
Yes. My Instagram account is Jack Charles Music. I'd love you to follow me on Instagram. That would be great.
I'll do that shit.
If you want to find anything out about any social media or any other YouTube channels or whatever, go to jackcharlesmusic.com, and there's links to everything there. If you want to do the Facebook or you want to do the Twitter or the YouTube,
I'll go ahead and I'll put those links in the description as well for the YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I want to let you know I really appreciate you coming down, playing your music, and having the really cool music-based talk today.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm thrilled. Thank you for having me. This is a pleasure, and love it. I'm loving it.
Nice, like McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Do-do-do-do-do. This is my happy meal for the day.
Okay, fucker. All right, my man. You take care of yourself. I'll
My
holler at
friend
you
Rich.
later. Thanks for coming on the podcast, and say goodbye to everybody.
Thanks for having me. Goodbye. See you soon.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Awesome.
Perfect. That was good.